Hey, everyone! I'm Sarah, a 32-year-old marketing executive crushing it at work, living what seemed like the dream life with my husband, Mike, a successful lawyer. We had it all, a gorgeous house in the suburbs, leisurely brunches with friends on weekends, the whole perfect package. Or so I thought. Everything changed when Mike's sister, Amanda, lost her job and needed a place to crash. Was I thrilled? No! But hey, family's family, right? I couldn't have been more wrong. At first, it was the little things. My favorite sweater mysteriously vanished, only to reappear crumpled in Amanda's laundry. Oh, I thought it was mine. She'd chirp with that grating fake laugh that set my teeth on edge. I tried to brush it off. Maybe I was overreacting. Then came the night Mike and I were heading out for a date. I reached for my go-to lipstick, only to find it missing. Furious, I marched into Amanda's room, and there she was, casually applying my lipstick. "What the hell, Amanda?" I snapped, my voice trembling with disbelief. She had the gall to look offended. "Calm down, Sarah. It's just lipstick. We're sisters now, remember?" she shot back with a smirk. I turned to Mike, expecting some backup, but he just sighed. "Babe, don't make a big deal out of nothing. Amanda's going through a tough time." That's when the first seed of doubt was planted. Something was off, terribly off, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it yet. Then the money started disappearing. It began small, $20 here, $50 there. "Maybe you just forgot you spent it," Mike said dismissively when I brought it up, barely looking up from his phone. I couldn't believe it. My own husband was gaslighting me. The breaking point came when I discovered my emergency stash, a solid $500, was gone. Gone! I confronted Amanda in the kitchen, my hands trembling with anger. "Have you been taking money from my desk?" I demanded. She stared at me as if I'd just insulted her entire existence. "Are you seriously accusing me of stealing? After everything your family has done for me?" Before I could respond, Mike walked in. Amanda's eyes filled with tears like clockwork. "Sarah thinks I'm a thief. How could she say that?" she cried. Mike wrapped a protective arm around her and turned to me, glaring. "Jesus, Sarah! What's wrong with you? Amanda would never do that." That night, lying next to a husband who suddenly felt like a stranger, I knew I had to take matters into my own hands. If no one believed me, I'd get the proof myself. What I uncovered next would flip my entire world upside down. Stay tuned, this story is far from over. Determined to reclaim control, I devised a plan. At the office supply store, I picked up invisible ink, a clever tool to expose the truth. Back home, I carefully marked a few $20s and $50s with it. The ink was undetectable to the naked eye but would glow under UV light. Then, I set up a tiny hidden camera in a picture frame on my bookshelf, perfectly angled to catch any sneaky moves. For days, I waited. Every evening after work, I rushed to check the footage and count the money. Nothing. Nothing, until day 4. That's when I saw her, Amanda, brazenly rummaging through my desk drawer. She pocketed $20s, smoothed her hair in my mirror like nothing happened, and walked out. My heart pounded as I replayed the footage. Anger. Betrayal. Determination. It was all bubbling to the surface. Later that day, I cornered Amanda in the kitchen. "Hey, can we talk?" I asked, keeping my tone deceptively calm. She turned to me with an innocent smile. "Sure. What's up?" "I know you've been taking money from my desk," I said, locking eyes with her. Her expression morphed from surprise to indignation. "Excuse me? Are you on something? Cut the act, Amanda." "I have proof," I said, my voice steady despite my racing heart. She laughed, forced and hollow. "Nice try, Sarah. You're bluffing." "Am I?" I took a step closer. "You willing to bet your relationship with Mike on that?" Her facade cracked for just a moment, a flicker of fear, before she stormed out, slamming the door behind her. I leaned against the counter, my hands trembling. Amanda had doubled down on her lies, but I wasn't done. Not by a long shot. The annual family barbecue was days away, and I knew exactly what I was going to do. Amanda thought she was untouchable. She had no idea what was coming. When the big day arrived, I played the perfect hostess, smiling and chatting like everything was fine. But inside, I was a bundle of nerves. Amanda, of course, was basking in the attention, laughing a little too loudly and eyeing me suspiciously. Finally, after everyone had eaten, I clinked my glass for attention. "Hey, everyone! I've got a little presentation I'd like to share," I began, my voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through me. Mike frowned. "Babe, what are you doing?" Ignoring him, I connected my laptop to the TV. My hands shook slightly as I prepared to press play. The truth was about to come out, and Amanda's world was about to crumble. And I think we all deserve to know the truth. The room went still. You could hear a pin drop as I pressed play. Suddenly, Amanda's face appeared on the screen, clear as day, sneaking into my office and shamelessly pocketing cash. Gasps rippled through the crowd like waves, crashing one after the other. Amanda's face drained of color. "That's not what it looks like," she stammered, her voice shaking. But I wasn't finished. Not by a long shot. I reached into my pocket, pulling out the UV light I'd prepared earlier. "Mind if I check something?" I asked, my voice steady, though my heart was racing. Before she could muster a response, I emptied the contents of her purse onto the table. Bills spilled everywhere. The crowd leaned in, holding their breath. Slowly, deliberately, I shone the UV light over the money. There it was, my invisible ink marks, glowing like neon signs. "Funny," I said, my voice dripping with controlled anger, "how all this marked money from my desk ended up in your purse, Amanda." The room erupted into chaos. Mike's mom burst into tears, his dad started shouting, and the neighbors whispered furiously behind their hands. Amanda crumbled under the weight of it all, sobbing hysterically. "I'm sorry," she finally admitted through her tears. "I have a gambling problem. I needed the money for debts." I turned to Mike, expecting, no, hoping, he'd finally see the truth. But instead of relief, his face twisted with fury. "At me! How dare you?" he hissed, his voice low and venomous. "You set up my sister and humiliated her in front of everyone." I blinked, stunned. "Are you kidding me? She's been stealing from us for months." "Get out," he snapped. "What?" My voice wavered as the weight of his words hit me like a ton of bricks. "This is my house too, Sarah." "Not anymore. I want a divorce. Pack your things and leave." I looked around the room, desperate for anyone, to come to my defense. But all I got were blank stares. The silence cut deeper than any words. Tears blurred my vision as I ran upstairs, grabbing whatever clothes I could fit into a bag. As I stormed out the door, I could hear Amanda's exaggerated sobs and Mike's soothing words, "It's okay, sis. We'll get you help. Sarah's gone now." The door slammed shut behind me, and with it, my entire world seemed to collapse. I had exposed the truth, yet somehow, I was the one being punished. That night, I crashed at my best friend Lisa's place. When I told her what had happened, she was furious. That manipulative little witch. Lisa fumed. And Mike? He's out of his mind. I nodded, still in shock. I know. I can't believe it either. The next morning, I met with a divorce lawyer. As I recounted everything, she shook her head. We'll file for divorce on grounds of emotional abuse, she said confidently. And we'll make sure to highlight Mike's defense of a thief in your household. Over the next few weeks, I threw myself into work. My long hours and intense focus didn't go unnoticed. One day, my boss called me into his office. Sarah, I don't know what sparked this fire in you, but it's impressive. How would you feel about heading up our new digital marketing division? Tears of relief welled up in my eyes. I'd love to. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, karma was catching up with Amanda and Mike. Amanda's gambling spiraled out of control, leading to her getting caught embezzling from her new job. Serious charges were filed. As for Mike, his staunch defense of Amanda backfired spectacularly. Whispers spread like wildfire among his colleagues. He lost a major case, and the firm demoted him to junior partner. 6 months after the barbecue fiasco, I was signing the lease on my new apartment when my phone buzzed. It was Mike. Sarah, can we talk? I made a huge mistake. I let out a bitter laugh. You're just realizing that now? Please, he pleaded. I want to apologize. Maybe we can work things out. Not a chance, Mike. I've moved on. Don't contact me again. I hung up, feeling lighter than I had in months. That night, I treated myself to a fancy dinner and even adopted a scruffy little rescue dog I named Justice. A few weeks later, I hosted a housewarming party. Lisa raised her glass for a toast. To Sarah, the strongest, bravest woman I know. You stood up for yourself and came out on top. We're all so proud of you. Looking around at my real friends in my new home, tears filled my eyes. But this time, they were happy tears. Thanks, everyone. You know, when Mike kicked me out, I thought my life was over. But really, it was just beginning. I've learned who my true friends are, and, more importantly, how strong I can be. As the party wound down, Lisa pulled me aside. So, any regrets about exposing Amanda? I paused, then shook my head. Nope. It was tough, but I'd do it all over again. No one has the right to steal from you or make you feel crazy for standing up for yourself. That night, as I curled up in bed with Justice at my feet, a powerful realization hit me. Sometimes, losing everything is the only way to discover what you're truly made of. And me? I'm made of tougher stuff than I ever imagined. Now it's your turn. What would you have done in my shoes? Would you have exposed Amanda at the family barbecue, or handled it privately? Was public humiliation justified, or did I go too far? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective could make all the difference to someone facing a similar struggle. And if you enjoyed this wild ride, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life drama and hard-earned lessons. Trust me, I've got plenty more stories to share. Let's navigate life's craziness together.